Okay, guys, I'm gonna do this real quick. Real quick. Um, Real quick for you guys. If you're not here, um, okay, I'm gonna do this real quick. Um, you have the Colts taking on the Baltimore Ravens at 7 o'clock. That's on Thursday. You have the Eagles taking on the Cincinnati Bengals, 7:30. Check your local listing, TV time for that. Um, Thursday, you had the Raiders taking on the Seattle Seahawks at 10:30. I mean 10 o'clock. Okay. Friday, you have the Cleveland Browns taking on the Carolina Panthers 7 o'clock. You have the Lions taking on the Falcons. Falcons for preseason at 7 o'clock. You have the Commanders taking on the New England Patriots Friday at 7:30. You got the New York Giants taking on the Buffalo Bills Saturday at 1 o'clock. You got the Texans taking on the um, Minnesota Vikings 4 o'clock. You got the Steelers Saturday taking on the who else? Jacksonville at 7 o'clock. You got the Dallas Cowboys versus the Rams Saturday at 7 o'clock. You got the Tennessee Titans versus the Buccaneers at 7 o'clock. And then you have the New York Jets versus the Packers Saturday at 8 o'clock at night. Then you have my beloved team, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals. That's in Arizona. That's at 8 o'clock. Then you have the Denver Broncos versus the San Francisco 49ers. That's 8:30 p.m. Then you had the Sunday. You have the Miami Dolphins versus the Bears. Excuse me, at 1 o'clock. Then you have the Saints versus the Chargers at 4:05. That thing I think is going to be on the NFL Network. Check your local listings for that. Okay, and then August 15th. That's my dad's birthday. Um, if you want to watch the Tennessee Titans versus the San Francisco 49ers, that's 7 o'clock. If you want to watch the Kansas City Chiefs and the Seattle Seahawks, that's at 10 o'clock. And then if you want to watch the Packers versus the Colts, that's a 1 o'clock game. That's Saturday, August 16th at 1 o'clock. Then you have the Vikings versus the um, New England Patriots at 1 o'clock. Then you have the Miami Dolphins versus the Lions, Detroit Lions at 1 o'clock. Then you have the Eagles versus the Browns at 1 o'clock. That will be a home game for the Eagles. And the Texans versus the Carolina Panthers. That's at uh, that's at uh, that's at 1 o'clock. Then you had San Francisco versus the Raiders. That's at 4 o'clock. Then Saturday, the 16th of August, you have the Chargers versus the Rams. That's at 7 o'clock. Then you have 7 o'clock. You have the Buccaneers versus the Steelers at 7 o'clock. Then you have the New York Jets versus the Giants at 7 o'clock. Then you have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Dallas Cowboys at 7 o'clock. Then you have the Arizona Cardinals versus the uh, Denver Broncos 9:30 at night. Don't take it as like it's going to be early in the morning. That's a 9:30 at night. Check your local listings for that. Check if you got NFL Red Zone. That game will be on there. That's 9:30. Okay. Um, Sunday, August 17th, you got Jacksonville versus um, the Saints at 1 o'clock. Then you got the Buffalo Bills versus the Bears at 8 o'clock. Then you have the Cincinnati Bengals, the 18th. That's a Monday. That's going to be Monday night. Cincinnati Bengals versus the Commanders. Okay? All right? So you can rewind this video again if you missed anything. And then you're going to have the Steelers August 21st versus the Carolina Panthers. Then you're going to have the New England Patriots Super Bowl rematch, the Patriots versus the Giants. Then you're going to have the um, Eagles versus the Jets. Then you're going to have the Dallas Cowboys without Michael Parsons, um, and versus the Falcons at 8 o'clock. Then you're gonna have the Minnesota Vikings versus the August 22nd. These games I'm mentioning, all these games are August 22nd. Then you're gonna have the Bears versus my Chiefs. Then you're gonna have the Ravens versus the Commanders. That's a 12 o'clock game, 12 p.m. game. Then you're gonna have at 1 o'clock. You're gonna have the Saints versus the 23rd versus the Saints versus the Denver Broncos. Then you're gonna have the Rams versus the Cleveland Browns. That's at 1 o'clock. Then you're gonna have the Colts versus the Bengals. That's at 1 o'clock. That's August 23rd. And then you're going to have the Texans versus the Lions at 1 o'clock. Then you're going to have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Packers at 1 o'clock. Wow, you having hey, whatever. And then you're going to have Jacksonville versus the Miami Dolphins. Two Miami teams, world class, August 23rd. And then you have the Buffalo Bills versus the Buccaneers, 7:30, August 23rd. Then you have the San Francisco 49ers, another old Super Bowl rematch. The Chargers versus the San Francisco 49ers on August 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Don't get it confused, y'all. I don't want to hear, oh, it's check Eastern, your Central Time. I'm just telling you, my Central Time is different from your, and my East Coast time is different from your time. Okay, and then you have the Raiders versus the Raiders last preseason game against the Arizona Cardinals. Week 1, your Philadelphia, some of y'all, the Philadelphia fans, y'all will face the Dallas Cowboys September 4th at 8:20. Okay? Okay? Then the Chiefs will face my Chiefs. My tribal, my Chiefs will face the Chargers Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Then you have September 7th, you have the Miami Dolphins I'm gonna be neutral for the Eagles game, but the seventh, I'm picking the. I'm picking the. I'm going to take my Chiefs over the Chargers. I'm taking the Colts up to upset Miami. I'm taking the Jets to beat the Steelers, and I'm taking the Carolina Panthers over Jacksonville, and I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals over the Saints. I'm taking the Washington Commanders over the Giants, but that could be an upset. I'm taking the Falcons to pull up the upset over the um, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I'm taking Cleveland Browns to pull the upset and beat who? The Bengals. And I'm taking my brother from another mother, my brother Mark's team to beat the Raiders. And I'm going to go out on them. I'm going to take the San Francisco. No. I'm going to take. It's going to be San Francisco versus Seattle at 4:05. I'm taking Seattle because I think everybody's sleeping on Seattle. Sleeping on Seattle, and Seattle might put up the upset. I'm taking the Packers. No, let me back up. I'm taking it. I don't know. Something inside me said, Ish, take the Tennessee Titans over the Denver Broncos. I think that the Denver Broncos is going to pull the upset over the Denver Broncos. So I'm just going to go on to them and take the Tennessee Titans. If they don't win, you can't blame you can't be mad with me if they don't win. And I'm taking the Packers over the Lions, and I'm taking the Rams over the Texans, and I'm taking the Buffalo Bills over the Ravens, and I'm taking the uh, Bears over the Vikings. Okay, that's my picks. That Eagles game. I'm neutral. I don't like the Eagles. I don't like Cincinnati. Um, so that's all I have to say, guys. I gave you. You can watch this back. If I miss anybody's team, next week I get on here. I do look at everybody's schedule, and I'm gonna pick your records. That's next week. I just want you to get. Um, I'm just giving the preseason schedules and not doing a little bit extra. So guys, I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe. I hope you like it. I appreciate those who came in and watched. Listen, I have a preaching page. I'm going to be doing some preaching on the other. I'm going to be preaching a lot more on my church page, and I'm going to do this one for my sports. I know some of you judge me like, you supposed to be an apostle. Why are you doing so many sports videos? Let me tell you this, and then I'm going to go. God gave me a ministry to do both. Okay? And he's been telling me to do the sports and do the preaching. So, if you don't like the way God gave me to do my ministry, you talk to him about it. Don't don't worry about the way God has me doing stuff, because you can lead people to Christ through being compassionate and do sports. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be on my church page. Probably what's the day? Tomorrow, and we're gonna read some Bible scriptures. All right, love y'all. Just keep me in prayer. Bye for now.